Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kaylin. Today I will be discussing how domestic violence can lead to PTSD. More than 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced physical violence, rape, or stalking victimization by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Now, people who have experienced domestic violence and have PTSD are being treated differently than those who are veterans with PTSD. Our table of contents. First, I will be discussing an abstract, then I will introduce you to my topic, give you a few perspectives on the topic, my counter argument, some solutions I have, then my conclusion. My abstract. How victims that have suffered from domestic violence are being treated differently than those who are veterans. The consequences they face during and after being domestically violated, the physical, psychological, and emotional ways it can affect someone. Some symptoms can be getting easily startled, trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating, and feeling very overwhelmed. For introduction. I have connected this topic with the stimulus article. Predator-included fear causes PTSD like changes in the brains and behaviors in wild animals. A quote from the article. Predator-included fear is both one of the most common stressors employed in wild animals. Model studies in post-traumatic stress disorder. I have chosen this article because the predators are the abusers chasing after the victims, which are the prey, and the prey have to be aware of their surroundings at all times, wondering if they're gonna get domestically violated, abused, or raped. My introduction. Domestic violence involves physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. It's mainly one person using their powers to control or to harm another person. What is PTSD? PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. It usually happens after experiencing a very traumatic event that is unforgettable. An example may be the 9/11 terrorist attack that happened in 2001. The survivors that were in the Twin Towers got out, and today they still have PTSD from it, trouble sleeping, and feeling very, very overwhelmed. It's important because it affects countless of individuals and families around the world. Thousands or even millions of people suffer from abuse every day. A case presentation. 25-year-old female, 28 weeks pregnant, had gone to the hospital. When she arrived at the hospital, she had to be intubated. This is because her blood pressure was low. When they had done her initial exam, they realized that she had bruises and blood in her mouth and all over her body. They even realized that she even had a wrist fracture. Then she was sent up for an emergency C-section with the healthy baby boy was born. This woman had been sexually violated and had ended up pregnant in the process of it. Healthcare systems should report signs and be more attentive of this and should help and support these women. Some consequences may be depression, suicide, PTSD, pregnancy, and blame. They may blame themselves for not getting out of that situation or that toxic relationship sooner. Some perspectives. Some perspectives is the society and the government. Veterans get more recognition, more programs, more support, and are more financially stable. This is because they sign a contract with the government saying that the government is responsible for the veterans and that if they need any help, like financial support or mental support, the government is there to help them. Another society. They do not understand. They either favor or sympathize one side. An example maybe with domestic violence, the one person might say, well, why didn't you get out of that relationship sooner? They couldn't because they had that fear, that constant fear of whether their intimate partner was going to find them and either kill them. Counter argument. Why should we care about domestic violence in veterans? Well, it causes impacts to vulnerable people. They continue to fight a battle that can probably never stop. Now, veterans. They risk their lives to protect this country, and it makes them less likely to join the army since no one is helping them afterwards, and they are left there to suffer silently. Some solutions. Some solutions are counseling, support groups, helplines. You could even offer them a safe space, and they even have their own awareness month. Another one is probably praying for them. Well, it depends on their religion. Some may be Catholic, Christian, Jehovah's Witness, but you can still help them. And you can pray for them so they can get out of this situation. My conclusion. It hurts people's bodies and it makes them feel unsafe and messed up inside. The government and society look at domestic violence victims differently than veterans. Lastly, we can be there for them and support them, and they need to be able to trust us in order for them to get out of this process. Now, today this is still an impact in the U.S. We need to be able to minimize the death rates from domestic violence, and we need to be able to support them in order to minimize all of this. Thank you. And these are my sources.
Oh, yeah.